Welcome to the Introduction to Gregg Shorthand Functional Method lessons. All resources used are in the public domain. Materials to work along are available on archive.org, links to which are available on the blog. To preface the lessons, we will read the excerpt for the beginner. From there, lessons will be assigned, and a video for each unit review will be available. As additional resources become valuable, they will be noted in the video and description. Let's begin. Success in the study of shorthand, as with any other subject, depends largely on the effort made by the student outside of class. The teacher serves as a guide to the student. During the class period, the teacher checks the work the student has done, to be sure he is on the right path, and explains what is to be done in order to help the student get the most value out of the time employed on study at home. A few suggestions are given here for your home study in order that they may be always available to the student. Assignments 1 to 21 require only reading for homework. Each of these assignments begins with lists of words or phrases, which the teacher will place on the blackboard for concerted reading by the class. When doing the homework on that assignment, the student should reread the lists of words or phrases and should then read the letters and articles which follow. At the end of the book, the student will find a transcript of the shorthand. This is included so that the student may cover the most ground in the shortest time. As soon as you hesitate on an outline, refer immediately to the printed transcript. Reread the lists and the connected matter with the aid of the key until you can read them fairly easily without the aid of the key. The more you practice reading, and the more fluently you learn to read this material now, the more rapidly and accurately you will be able to write shorthand when the time comes to begin writing. Beginning with assignment 22, you will be writing shorthand. Your homework for the rest of the assignments will be 1. Reread the lists of words and phrases at the beginning of the assignment. 2. Read the connected matter in shorthand. 3. Copy into shorthand the connected matter which you have just read. Always read the shorthand through from beginning to end before you write it. Never copy an outline without knowing the meaning. Refer to the printed transcript of the shorthand as often as you like, but continue to reread the shorthand until you can read the entire assignment once without having to refer to the key. After you are able to read the shorthand easily, copy it in your notebook. Always write as rapidly as you can while keeping the hand under complete control. Aim at accuracy rather than speed, but do not draw the characters. From the outset, shorthand should be written. But you must remember that whatever you write must be read, hence the necessity for good penmanship. As skill in executing the movements is obtained, the speed may be increased until the forms can be written accurately at a high rate of speed. Try to acquire a smooth style of writing. Execute each character with an easy, continuous motion of the pen and pass directly to the next without unnecessary movements. Each assignment in this manual has been very carefully planned to require 40 minutes for satisfactory completion by the average student. If the student needs more time to complete an assignment, that is usually a sign that he is not using the printed transcript of the shorthand properly. If the student is willing to spend more than 40 minutes in attaining a higher degree of fluency in reading the shorthand in the book, he will be rewarded at the end of the course by a higher speed and greater accuracy. Success in any study depends largely upon the interest taken in that particular subject by the student. This being the case, we earnestly hope that you will realize at the very outset that shorthand can be made an intensely fascinating study. Cultivate a love for it. Think of it as the highest form of writing, which is itself the greatest invention of man. Be proud that you can record the language in graceful lines and curves. Aim constantly to acquire artistic skill in executing those lines and curves. You can, if you will, make the study of shorthand a perfect joy instead of a task. Skill in the use of shorthand is a possession that has been coveted by the wisest of men and women, for it is not only a practical instrument in commercial work, but a much prized and valuable accomplishment and a means of mental culture. This concludes the intro to Gregg Shorthand. To begin assignment 1, read the first few pages of the functional method, and practice reading through the words forms presented. Return to the book frequently, as this will help retain these forms before moving on to assignment 2. In assignment 2, There will be reading practice until chapter 22. This will be the core of what we are learning. Once you can read the forms for the assignment, move on to assignment 2. Once you are familiar with these forms, move on to our next video.